Hi everyone. As we navigate our way through these difficult times, we're working extremely hard to make sure that we can continue to provide the best tuition and experiences for the dancers in the LCDC community. We will continue to offer classes at the LCDC premises for as long as we are able to, and we truly hope that this is indefinitely. You should all be aware of all the things we are doing at LCDC to make it a clean and safe environment for everyone, students, staff and parents. As members of our community are choosing to self-isolate, we will be providing some online content on Movate so that these students can practice safely at home and don't miss out on dancing entirely. This content will not be full classes at the moment, as we cannot provide that as well as running all our current classes. If a time comes when we have to close down our premises, a much wider range of content will be available online. For now, while we are still able to run face-to-face classes, it's important that the teachers are free to focus and provide exceptionally valuable classes to those in attendance. We cannot at this point facilitate filming entire classes as we don't have the manpower. If your child is absent from class at the moment, content may take a couple of days to become available. If you haven't downloaded the Movate app, please visit our website and click on the Movate link on the menu. All information is available here. To make the most of home practice, I'd like to give parents some advice and guidelines to help you supervise your dancers. Make sure, firstly, that your dancer has adequate space to move in. Move furniture, roll up mats, remove obstacles and pets. Make the practice session as most like a ballet class as possible. Have your child wear their dance clothes and shoes, do their hair properly, and make them feel like they are really doing a ballet class.
Or jazz or tap.
Or jazz or tap class. A chair or an adjustable ironing board makes an adequate bar for those children doing bar work in their classes. And I'd also like to give you some tips on what to watch for as your child practices in relation to technique and posture, etc. These tips for the moment are ballet based, but I will ask my other teachers to provide similar for other styles of dance. This is the lovely Tia, who is going to demonstrate for me, because you will get a much better idea of posture from Tia than you will from me. With children, and particularly younger children learning ballet, we talk about posture and spinal alignment all the time. If you just move side onto the camera, Tia, what we're looking for and what you need to look out for when your child is practicing is that they have a long, straight spine and they will know banana backs. So we don't want this drop in the lower back and their bottom stuck out. So they have to continually use their abdominal muscles to keep everything straight. They're also working to keep the shoulder line down and the chin up and not to pop out the rib cage. When a particularly young child's asked to pull in their tummy, what often happens is they pull their tummy in and their shoulders rise up, because in fact they just don't have the space internally to fit everything. So you have to encourage them to keep their shoulders down. Thanks, Tia. If you go sideways to the bar. Ballet, of course, is done with turnout, and with younger children up to sort of grade 3, we're working in a reasonably natural turnout, so we're not looking to have feet at 180 degrees, but more as Tia is showing you now. Turnout works from the top of the leg. It's the whole leg from the hip that turns out. So it's very important to make sure that there's a line that goes from the hip to the knee and down over the toes. So if a child is doing a demi-plie, they make a diamond shape between their legs, and the line, their knee must go over their toes. They mustn't be rolling inwards. It puts a lot of strain on the knees and the ankles and causes lots of problems. So that's something that's easy for you to look for. Thank you. And that's in every position that they do, which is mostly first and second and third for children up to grade 3. With the arms, if you take both arms to bra bar, we're always looking for the arms to have a rounded shape and nice soft fingers and thumbs are tucked away. When the children lift their arms through various positions through first, again the shape is rounded and the elbows are not dropped. We want to keep that lifted. We talk about having a beach ball inside their arms. When they move their arms to second, it's the same thing, and the arms stay slightly in front of the body without a dropped elbow.
Turn sideways.
So they're just that way. And then if arms are in fifth position, they are slightly in front of the head as well, and making a nice frame for the face. Thanks, Tia. If you'd like to hold on to the bar again. When we do things working our legs and feet, can you do a tendu devant? We stretch our legs along the floor, and the children know that they need to use floor pressure. We often talk about licking the floor with the feet so that they actually feel the articulation of all their toes and all the joints in their foot. The positions are always elongated, so we're looking for really strong stretched legs, and also a really good line of the foot. Actually, Tia, if you could just sit down on the floor for me and put your legs out to the front and point your feet nice and straight. So again, we're looking for this lovely long straight line without a sickled position. We don't want to see that with the feet. So keeping them straight and stretching them as long and as hard as they can. Standing up again. The other thing that we need to talk about is jumping, because there's some very important things that the children need to think about when they are practicing their jumps. We do a lot of their jumps when they're young in parallel, and we have to remind the children all the time that every jump starts and finishes with a plie or a knee bend. And as the children jump into the air, they stretch their legs and feet in the air, and then they land in a lovely big soft bend again, with everything in alignment, again, knees over the toes, whether that's parallel or in first position. That's it. So if you can look for those things, that's really great. Thank you, Tia. Your students are very welcome to film themselves on Movate, or you're welcome to film your child, and share it on Movate with your class teacher. They will then be able to provide feedback for you, but be patient. They may not get to it straight away. It may take a couple of days for you to receive things, but we will do our very best. So please look after yourselves. We look forward to seeing you back in the studios as soon as possible, and keep dancing.